Hey guys, Animation here with another video. So, I didn't finish all my work. I only have like 5 videos that I'm making in the past like 3 months, but I've been really slacking. So, I haven't really been doing too much work on them, and I thought I'd pull an all-nighter on Friday night before Amphibia came out and finish all my work, but I fell asleep, so that's fun. So, I'm just finishing it up all now. So, I'm doing Yesterday's Lie, amazing half season finale. Anyway, let's get to it. So it starts out with Luce's doppelganger throwing away Luce's old stuff, which is kind of weird, but her mom kind of questions it, but not as much. She just thinks the camp changed her. Anyway, they run into a rabbit in a trap, and they say that it's been happening a lot lately, and so they're. It turns out the mom, not only is she a veterinarian, she really loves animals. I mean, most of them do, but she's really disappointed about people trapping rats. Anyway, so then it switches over to Luce yelling through the mirror at her doppelganger, and I bet everyone was kind of confused at that. And then after the intro, we switch back to a little bit before with Luce making a door, and there's Titan's blood in the middle, and that's flowing through everything to start make a door, a very strange looking door, but a door. And inside is not Earth, but it's another world where there are boxes where you can see the reflection, like you're a reflection where you can see people and talk to people even. So also if you call out their name, you can touch the box that shows up after that. It sometimes comes up, sometimes comes down to you. Anyway, and then once you touch it, you end up in a reflection. So for this, it's Luce in a mirror. We also learned that magic doesn't work here. And I think this watery stuff that's kind of green kind of has a similar effect as magic does in like the magic realm from Star vs. the Forces of Evil, when it's green anyway. And then we switch over to Luce's mom dancing in the kitchen. You know, embarrassing sometimes for the kid. Anyway, and then we switch over to another photo of Luce and her parents. So for the dad, there are 3 options. He's still there, and that's just the reflection. He's divorced, or he's dead. I'm assuming he's dead because, first of all, Disney, normally has a dead parent a lot. And also because there's been no mention of him as to divorce. And, there's divorce, dead, or he's still with them, which there'd probably be mention of him if they were still there, too. And also, I just want to say that is a reflection. He's not cut out or anything like, in Coco. And then so we switch back, and then we end up at the scene in the beginning where Luce confronts her doppelganger. Oh, I also forgot to say, Luce has a rope on her just in case anything happens. Anyway, so she covers for V, or number 5, her evil doppelganger, and they go to the old house where Luce went to the demon realm, and so her V, or number 5, the doppelganger, gets trapped, and just like the owl beast, she turns back into her old form, and so she needs magic to turn back, and she has some, but not enough to turn back to her full self. Oh, there's also mention of twins that never came back after being taken by a witch. And then when they leave, it turns out that there's a camera videoing everything, including changing and all that, changing into another being. And so they go to a coffee shop where they think there are scones that have magic in them. It turns out they threw away the scones and rats ate them that can now talk. But after Luce from the reflection sees Hex's Hold'em cards from a group of teenagers, she's like, be cool, we can go ask them where they found some. But it turns out that the new Luce has made friends and isn't as shy as her. So she goes to talk to them and ask where the other cards are. But also, the girl has a reading with Hex's Hold'em cards, not actually playing it as poker or hoker, I guess. I mean, it's technically Hexas Hold'em cards, so it's technically Texas Hold'em cards, so. Okay, you know what? I'm not even trying. I know it got something wrong there, but whatever. So, she gives him a reading that's very accurate about V running from her past. So, but they say they got the cards from the Historical Society, and so they go there to get some cards. And so she tells her story about being taken, well, like her going extinct and being, you know, studied, and how she escaped at some point, and after she knew she'd be recaptured by Belos, and so she saw Luce in the world, so she went through the portal just as Luce went she went through the portal to Earth just as Luce went into the portal to the Demon Realm, transformed into Luce, and kind of took her life, because her mom did come back and say, like, I got the day off, let's drive down there, you can choose the playlist and all. So Luce decides to do that. Well, the doppelganger decides to take over Luce for a little while. And then she walks into the back after she's not really getting any response from the guy, and she sees all this stuff about Ida and all the witches and all that. And then she gets trapped by a trap, kind of like before, and she reacts just like before and turns back into a monster. And so this guy, he's like, I'll finally get my account verified, very relevant to the time. Everyone wants their account verified. And also he has an idea. He's like, there's such thing as witches and monsters, and then he says they're from Mars to take over. There it is with the crazy. It's so stupid, some people with all their conspiracy theories. And so V, the doppelganger, breaks Luce's mirror that she was using. So, the thing crumbles, and Luce goes through her mom's phone and says, I'm in the Boiling Isles. You gotta help me. And, her mom thinks it's just a little joke, so she plays along with it and goes to the Historical Society. And the guy thinks she's working for the president. Anyway, he tells the story about the twins, never to be seen again after meeting witches, and he says he's got proof that otherworldly beings exist. Also, we see the same wand that, Amity used, like a training wand, and technically she could use that too, because I know Luce could as well, so, and after Luce's mom sees V, she's kind of like, this might not be a lie. And so she decides to kind of play along with the president thing. But after a while, she's like, she sees him and all that. Like, you know what? I can't use my imagination anymore. And she's like, you've been doing the rabbit thing. That's illegal. And, she hits him with a sandal. I feel like, no offense, that's a little stereotypical. And then we see V getting her magic cards back, and Luce can reflect in the rain, so she does that. She reflects in the rain. V turns herself back, and Luce talks with her mom about how she, kind of chose to stay there for a while, and what happened, and her kind of whole story. And so, her mom kind of starts to cry. She's like, am I not good enough for you? But Luce gets pulled back because, the door was closing on Ida and King and Hooty. And so Luce keeps trying to talk to her mom, but fails, and the door collapses. And then, she's like, yeah, I talked about you to King, Hooty, and Ida, and they're all like, yeah. And King's like, I bet she loved me and all that. And, Luce is kind of like sad and, like, I just lied. And, really worried about the future. Anyway, this was a really great finale, half season finale, and I'm really excited for the rest of the series and trying to get to see Luce's mom more, and maybe even the backstory about her dad more, and just a little more backstory about it all. Anyway, there's a lot more in store for Owl House. Well, I don't know why I said that. I mean, we technically know there's not that much time left, but I don't want to talk about that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. great episode. And if you haven't watched it, I don't know what you're doing here and why you've been here for so long. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.